when Yella Boy got killed, man, it messed the city up. I ain't lying, man. Like when I used to come around Cash Money, you know what I'm saying, and whatever they was going through at the time, it was like we the new up and coming group, you know, they UNLV, you know.
On April 5th, 1997, Yella Boy gets
Right. That was crazy,
now,
man.
Well, I mean, according to reports, they're saying that he had bought some dope, and he was sitting in his car, and he gets murdered in his car. He got shot in the head.
On April 5th, 1997, Albert Yella Boy Thomas's life came to a tragic and abrupt end. Even though he was still in his early 20s, Yella Boy had already set himself up as a prominent figure in the New Orleans rap scene. But his promising career was cut short under mysterious and violent circumstances. That evening, Yella Boy found himself involved in a suspected dope deal just outside a nightclub called Tammy's. The details leading up to the deal remain murky, but it was a risky venture in a city where such transactions often ended in bloodshed.
I heard that he pulled up by this club called Tammy's, and he was going to get some dope or whatever, some heroin, and he was murdered in his car.
As the night wore on, Yella Boy remained in his parked car, waiting for the deal to proceed. Suddenly, the night took a fatal turn. Yella Boy was shot in the head, and his lifeless body was discovered in the car. The exact circumstances of the shooting remain murky, but the outcome was devastatingly clear. At just 22 years old, his life and promising career were cut short. The streets of New Orleans claimed another life, and the hip-hop community was once again plunged into mourning.
Pulled off the porch and he would do dirt with me. You know what I'm saying? I could get Yella to do shit with me that y'all ain't gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And we kind of bonded like that, and he was like, man, you could come over here. You know, but at the same time, me and Ya, we still doing our thing with the music, and it had begun to blow up. And Yella wanted a part of it. He wanted to be a part of it.
Yella Boy's untimely demise took place in a particularly turbulent period for the hip-hop community, coming shortly after the high-profile hit of Tupac Shakur in 1996 and the Notorious B.I.G. in March 1997. These losses added to a sense of insecurity within the industry, particularly in New Orleans, where tensions were already high.
During the time when Yella got killed, I felt like, you know, man, I gotta get my mind right. So I checked myself into a rehab. And I really don't take the credit for that. You know, I feel like it was only God that moved my feet in that direction, because it wasn't a day that me and Yella didn't ride together, or wherever he was, I was, wherever I was, he was. So who's to say that I wouldn't have been in that truck with him?
It was widely speculated that the ongoing disputes between Yella Boy and Birdman over royalties and financial matters had reached a boiling point. And in the aftermath of the shooting on April 5th, rumors and speculation about the motives and individuals involved in Yella Boy's passing began to circulate. Some believed it was a retaliation for a previous incident involving Yella Boy. In contrast, others speculate about more profound, complex motives linked to his business dealings and disputes with the music industry. Yella Boy was born in 1975 and grew up in the vibrant but challenging streets of New Orleans. From a young age, he was exposed to the rich musical culture of the city, which would later influenced his career in rap. In the early 1990s, Yella Boy, alongside two other rappers, formed UNLV, which stands for Uptown N-Word Living Violent. The original members of UNLV were Lil Ya, born Yafet Jones, Tech 9, born Reginald Manuel, and Yella Boy, born Albert Thomas. The trio quickly made a name for themselves with their raw and authentic portrayal of New Orleans street life. Their music combined with the upbeat tempo of Bounce with the gritty, hard-hitting lyrics of gangster rap, creating a distinctive sound that resonated with many in their community. UNLV's talent caught the attention of Brian Birdman Williams and his brother, Ronald Slim Williams, who had recently founded Cash Money Records. Recognizing the group's potential, Birdman and Slim signed UNLV as one of their first acts on their label. This partnership marked the beginning of Cash Money Records' rise to prominence in the Southern rap scene. In 1993, UNLV released their debut album, 6th and Baronne, named after a well-known intersection in New Orleans. The album received local acclaim and helped establish the group's reputation. Although the album was not distributed outside the local region, it achieved significant success in New Orleans, establishing Cash Money as a prominent label in the city. Today, 6th and Baronne is often considered a classic of New Orleans rap. Following the success of their debut, UNLV released 2 more albums, Straight Out the Gutter in 1994 and Mac Melf Callio in 1995. These albums continued in the same vein as their debut, with raps focused on themes of living life in the streets, all overlaid with New Orleans bounce beats provided by producer Manny Fresh. Manny Fresh once described UNLV's sound as the essence of hip-hop.
Big Boy Records, I mean, it was like, damn, dog, UNLV, PNC, UNLV Cash Money, PNC Big Boy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we had to like, if we, even though we was cool, we was, you know, fucking with the rest of the label and shit, it was really like, yeah, dog, they the enemies, you know what I'm saying? They the enemies. But PNC, on the other hand, that was some real beef. And
Yeah.
my main thing for not liking them dudes, because I felt like they didn't like us and they even knew us.
In 1996, UNLV released Uptown for Life, their first album to achieve more than local distribution. This album marked a milestone for the group, as it was their first and only album to chart nationally, peaking at number 86 on the Billboard R&B Hip Hop Album Chart. The album featured the track Drag 'Em in the River, a diss song aimed at fellow New Orleans rapper Mystical. The song's beat was later repurposed for Juvenile's hit Set It Off in 2001. Yella Boy's aggressive delivery and lyrical prowess were said to be central to UNLV's success.
The outlaws of New Orleans, you feel me? So of course it's like, damn, man. And Yella Boy, to be honest, like he was the fans' favorite. You know, his melodies, how he delivered, his charisma, like everything about his swag, you know what I'm saying? You know, with the mouth full of goals, he pulling up in the red trooper, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just was, it messed the city up, man. You know what I'm saying?
The group's music was characterized by its confrontational style and vivid depictions of street life, making them pioneers in the gangster bounce genre. Their influence extended beyond their immediate success, helping to lay the groundwork for future artists on the Cash Money label. Despite their success, tensions within UNLV and between the group and Cash Money Records began to rise. The primary source of conflict was financial disagreements. Yella Boy and his group mates felt they were not receiving their fair share of earnings for their music. These disputes over royalties and financial compensation led to increased frustration and distrust.
UNLV was getting hot in the city, blowing up. And it was time to, I think, renew the contract or something. And Yella was like, man, first of all, we hot, we blowing up, we want a nationwide deal. We tired of this local stuff. And Baby like, man, you gotta be patient. See, Baby looking at it, Baby had money from the streets. So he good. Yella, coming from the hood, selling. So it's like, man, listen, we got some hot song. It's time to get us a big deal. So they arguing about that, and they had to fight.
One of the most significant points of contention was between Yella Boy and Brian Birdman Williams, co-founder of Cash Money Records. It was rumored that Yella Boy allegedly pistol-whipped Birdman during an argument over these financial issues. This altercation didn't end there. It was further reported that Yella Boy also shot at Birdman's truck, which was parked in front of the Melponine projects.
It was a rumor that Yella went and shot the house up. I didn't see that. I don't believe that. That's what they running with, people saying that. But I don't believe that happened. But Yella started riding around with that pump shotgun though, and he was playing that Dragon from the River too. He used to ride around that pump with the pump shotgun and play that Dragon for the River. He had this silver, it was a trooper, a little silver trooper with a lot of sound that he would go all through the 17 wall looking for mystical. Yella was a wild boy.
These violent confrontations indicated the severe frustration and animosity that had developed between Yella Boy and Cash Money Records management. The pistol whipping incident, in particular, had been cited by many as a pivotal moment that escalated the conflict to dangerous levels. This act of aggression allegedly played a significant role in the ongoing tension and contributed to the hostile environment surrounding Yella Boy in his final days. And the internal conflicts were not limited to financial issues. There were also significant power struggles and disagreements about the direction of the group's music and their place within Cash Money Records. As Cash Money began to sign more acts, such as the Hot Boys, the dynamics within the label changed, leading to further tension and competition among the artists. Yella's presence alone could instill fear among other artists, including Turk, who would later become a member of the Hot Boys.
To becoming like, I don't know if they thought that we was trying to take their shine or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It could have been that, I don't know, but it never was our intentions to be the next UNLV, man, because we all looked up to UNLV. I know I did. I was a fan. I tell y'all all the time, I believe Tech is locked up. I was a fan of them.
Turk recounted a specific incident from his high school days in an interview with Vlad TV. On this particular day, Yella Boy came to Turk's school looking for him. Aware of Yella Boy's fearsome reputation and his involvement in street activities, Turk decided to hide rather than risk a confrontation.
I remember one story, man. Yella Boy pulled up. I was going to high school. I was catching a bus. I ain't even had no car, nothing. So they were like, man, Yella Boy out there, you know what I'm saying? So, I was like, damn. All the while I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying, they mad because, you know what I'm saying, we the next up and coming group, and you know what I'm saying, it ain't about UNLV no more. So Yella Boy out there, I'm hiding in the hallway, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm young though, So bam, I'm like, man, I ain't about to go out with him, cause I done heard so much stories about him, like he thugging, he gangster, that, right? You know what I'm saying? So bam, I didn't come out, man. I came out after he left.
The rumors of the Hot Boys potentially taking over the spotlight from UNLV only added to the existing tension and rivalry between the artists. Turk explained that he had heard stories about Yella Boy's gangster ways and did not want to walk around in front of him, especially given the volatile environment at the time. This fear was not unfounded, as Yella Boy's aggressive actions had earned him a formidable reputation in the New Orleans rap scene. The culmination of these conflicts led to a breaking point. In 1996, it was rumored that Birdman wanted to drop UNLV from the label due to the ongoing disputes and things escalating. This decision was met with fierce resistance from Yella Boy, who was deeply committed to the group's success and their position within Cash Money Records.
Well, there was a rumor that there were some unpaid royalties around that time.
Yeah, we didn't find out that until like once we had got off the contract. That's when, we went to discovering like, damn, everything we done had this and, had that, and ain't nothing was out in our name. So that's when the attorneys came and play and shit like that. And we found out that, we had some unpaid royalties. And we also found out that, I don't know how clear to put it, but they didn't know what they was doing. So,
One of the most persistent rumors centered around Birdman Williams and his alleged involvement in Yella Boy's hit. Yella Boy's aggressive actions included, supposedly, shooting at Birdman's car and house, further fueled these speculations. Many believe that Birdman might have sought retaliation for these confrontations, leading to suspicions about his role in Yella Boy's hit. Adding to the intrigue, Birdman's 2002 song, What Happened to That Boy, featuring clips, contained the line, "What happened to that boy? He was talking shit. We put a clap into that boy." Some have interpreted this line as a veiled reference to Yella Boy's hit. However, Birdman has consistently denied any involvement, stating in a 2002 interview with XXL, "That's some shit I don't know nothing about." Despite his denial, these rumors persist. Fellow UNLV member Lil Yah had also addressed these rumors. In various interviews, Lil Yah has refuted the claim that Birdman was involved in Yella Boy's hit. He expressed his belief that the song, What Happened to That Boy, was not a reference to the incident and that Birdman had no role in Yella Boy's passing. Lil Yah's statement have provided some counterbalance to the speculations, but have not entirely quelled the rumors.
Well, Yella and Baby had a physical fight during the Uptown for Life period. We were shooting a video for Uptown for Life. They had a physical fight. They got into a whoop-de-whoop. That shit was squashed a couple of weeks later. But far as the pistol whipping and all that shit, that's rumors, man. Yella did actually go to his house looking for him and, shot up the house and shit. But pistol whipped him and, nah, he didn't do that, man.
Another figure who had been mentioned in connection with Yella Boy's death is Terrence Gangsta Williams, Birdman's half-brother.
That's been murder that whoever just been silent with it. It's just been quiet. It's just like nobody never talked about that. People always talk about the fight, talk about the song, talk about how wild Yella was, but they've never had someone to come out and say, "Yeah, I know one did that," or that come from this hood or this block. They just found him in the truck with hair, getting high.
Terrence Williams has a notorious reputation in the New Orleans underworld, and his involvement in various criminal activities have made him a person of interest in this case. In interviews, Williams has denied any involvement in Yella Boy's hit, suggesting that others with closer ties to Yella Boy might have been responsible.
The feds cleared me from that because they had to do their investigation. So it happened, Birdman, Slim, Lil Wayne, Juvenile, BG Turk, all those was out in Lafayette at a concert. And it was at them little motel, looked like a little house. Who was there. Tech 9 drove out there to tell us that Yellow had got. But it's sad because people will point the finger and say, "I did this, I did that," and I'll be with the president, but because of my reputation for them knowing me doing stuff, I get blamed for it.
He emphasized that tracing Yella Boy's former associates could potentially lead to an answer. though many of them are either deceased or incarcerated. The lack of concrete evidence and numerous speculations have left Yella Boy's hit officially unsolved. Yella Boy's farewell service was a deeply personal affair, with his closest family and friends gathered to say their final goodbyes. The rapper was laid to rest in the city that shaped his life and career. His grave has since become a site of remembrance for fans who continue to honor his legacy and the music he left behind. Rest in peace, Yella Boy.